Good morning, everybody. Hi, this is Tony. Welcome to another episode of Crime Behaves Botanic Garden. Today I was coming to you from Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens in Cape Town, South Africa. Kirstenbosch almost sounds like the name of a bakery, huh? Don't you know any Dutch bakers named Kirstenbosch? Probably got a couple in Chicago, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this whole botanic garden is mostly dedicated to the native flora of the region. Okay, you can see in the background up there, we got those Table Mountain. We got the Table Mountain quartzitic sandstone, all that metamorphosed sandstone, that beautiful cooked sandstone, roughly 400 million years in age, but it didn't get uplifted in that whole Cape Fold Belt orogeny till about, 250 million years ago in the Permian. Okay, that's due to used to be a subduction zone to the south, and you had that whole Falkland plate diving beneath the continental plate here, and it caused all that uplift. Anyway, those are old mountains, okay, but they were prevented from weathering because they were capped. They had an overlay and a cap of rock basically protected them. But quartzitic sandstone is pretty hard anyway. Let's go inside, take a look, see what we got going on. Now you can see they got all the shops for your homewares and what these shit. We're gonna just ignore all of that. Oh look, an Egyptian goose. Look, she was hanging out here last night too. Look, she got a couple little gaslings with her. No, hey, don't get mad, come on. Now look, they got a whole conservatory dedicated to Namaqualand, because as you go north from the Cape, okay, the Cape region kind of has a climate like San Francisco. Felt chilly last night. We were watching the fog come in over Table Mountain to the north over there, or actually to the west. And but as you go north, it dries out, all right? As you go north, it dries out. We got those cold ocean currents to the west coming off the Atlantic, all right? So as you go north, it dries out. Most of the precipitation up in Namaqualand towards Namibia comes in the form of fog. So you start getting stuff like this. You start getting the coolest stuff evolutionarily that works on plants, the coolest selective pressures, all right? You always get those in deserts, all right? And it definitely turns into a desert the further north you go. Okay, speaking of deserts, all right, looking like a cactus right here, we got Euphorbia Averse montana, all right? Look at it, all right? You can see the spines, it's got little spines, okay? 2 spines, but no areole like cactus. And the base tissue of those spines is stipules. Remember, a lot of euphorbias form their spines from tissue, from stipules, whereas the cacti form them from axillary leaf buds. Oh yeah, look at that. But you still got the ribs. Okay, just again, no relation to cacti, just convergent evolution right there. Here's an interesting genus right here. Look at it, Cyphostemma. Okay, that's actually in a family of grapes, the Vitaceae. See that? Cyphostemma bainzii, Cyphostemma jute. You can pronounce that whatever the fuck you want. You got those pachycorm trunks, all right, looking like kind of like an elephant foot. Okay, caudiciform trunks. Stem succulent, leafless, dormant right now, but still alive. This guy's not dormant though. Look at that. Look at this. You get these up there in Namibia. Cyphostemma carorii. Look at that. Succulent leaves, papery trunk, succulent. Okay, just storing carbohydrates, storing water. Okay, and again, it can drop those leaves and go dormant when conditions are not so ripe. Look at this, looking like that Cyphostemma, but a completely unrelated family. This is Tylecodon paniculatus from the Crassulaceae, the Crassula family, jade plant family. See, there's those succulent leaves. Again, you got that swollen trunk. There's the flowers. There's the inflorescence about to be going off. Okay, not open yet. Look at the calyx on it. See, looks like a Crassulaceae calyx, don't it? You see that? No flowers yet. Juicy, waxy, no hairs. And look at this, see? Another stem succulent with the spines and the thorns. Got the lacy foliage, almost looks like a carrot, but it's actually a geranium in the genus Pelargonium. Geraniaceae, see there's the flowers right there, you get your 5 anthers. Little pink base of those 5 petals. Look at that, see there's that Pelargonium again, see that? Look at that. All right, you could just drop those leaves when it goes dormant, okay? When conditions are not right, when they're not optimal. And there's those little bird beak fruits looking just like an erodium. Okay, if you live out west, I think erodium's pretty invasive everywhere. We got one or two, I think just one native erodium species, maybe 1 or 2. Either way, they got that same fruit type. Okay, a little bird beak poking out from those calyxes. Look at the hairs, look at the glands. Okay, we won't get many native geraniums many native Geraniaceae in North America, but you got a lot down here. Here's that Thylacodon again. Oh, look at this. Look at this. One of the tree aloes. Aloe ramosissima. Look at it. It's Photolaceae. Same thing going on. Okay, lots of convergence in desert plants. Okay, because there's so much selection pressure in a hot, dry environment. Okay, with such limited rainfall. Look at this guy. Look at this spiny bastard, right? Look at this mean bastard. Pachypodium namaquanum. You can see that he's got his leaves out. Okay, but again, they can go dormant too. They just drop their leaves, rely on those needles for the fence, those little needle-like spines for the fence. Pachypodium, of course, is a Pasinaceae, the milkweed family. They can get quite large. Okay, pretty diverse genus in the southern part of the African continent and Madagascar. Look at that. Look at this thing. That fruit gives it away, don't it? Look at that. Euphorbiaceae. This is a Euphorbia, Euphorbia dragiana. All right, almost looking like some sort of a deranged sex toy right there. See that? All right, stem succulent, just vestigial leaves. Okay, just barely vestigial leaves. See that? Barely got a leaf there. All right, stem succulents, and of course, you bet your ass it's got that toxic secondary chemistry, that toxic latex in there. All right, Jesus Christ, look at that. Speaking of deranged sex toys, what is that thing? Alopilaceae. But it got no leaves. They're gonna come back? Is he gonna sprout them again? Who knows? Now this plant is infamous. Okay, remember the Malvaceae? All right, bunch of families got thrown into Malvaceae, the cotton family, and then just listed as subfamilies. All right, but this is an important plant ethnobotanically. All right, they can live for 2,000 years. This is one of the baobabs. All right, and this is a little juvenile delinquent. They can get about 20 times this size. All right, probably 40 times this size. Okay. This is Adensonia, is the genus. Now, you don't get them in the Cape region, but you get them up further east. You can see what they're doing now. Dormant, dropped its leaves, and you know, then when it rains, they just store all that water in that big trunk right there, that bottle-like trunk. They leaf out, they do their thing. The fibers from the bark can be used. The leaves are edible. The fruits are edible. The goddamn, I think you could eat the flowers too. I mean, it's one of the most important plants ethnobotanically. Look at that thing. Jesus Christ. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to, you know, just keep pruning it, I guess. You know, can't let it grow up through that roof. Another cissus, nutter grape. Look at that. You see, that's why they got to have this roof here, okay? Because it doesn't get quite hot enough in Cape Town, but also you want to keep those rains out when it does rain. Because these plants can't get too much rain. But again, the Cape region, you know, is one of the 5 Mediterranean climates of the world, so they get winter rain. Like you can see Table Mountain in the background right there through the conservatory. They get winter rain as well, just like, you know, the coastal Chile, California, the Mediterranean, and Australia. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this goddamn, looking like a cactus, but it's not. You got this massive bastard of a euphorbia right here. Euphorbia Confinalis. Look at that trunk. But again, just 2 spines and no areole, like cacti have. All right? Those are just stipular spines. You got tree ribs, and you got, look at the trunk. They get this, like they get the little strap over there, you know, so they don't fall over and kill somebody. It's a liability issue, I guess, huh? So there you go. Commiphora burseraceae is the family, the frankincense family. You can see right there. Again, papery trunk, papery succulent trunk, except these got resin in them. Most plants in this family have resin in them that makes them smell very pleasant, okay? Like frankincense. Right, of course, the point is not for it to smell nice to us. The point is to discourage herbivory and things that might want to eat it, okay? Probably got some antifungal effects too. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. They probably don't get much fungus, much pathogenic fungus where they grow because it's so dry, okay? Frankincense family, like we said, we got a couple members in North America. We got Bursera, probably our most famous one. You got Bursera cimaruba down there, Florida, down in Central America, etc. Out west, you got the quote elephant tree, a common name that refers to 2 or 3 unrelated plants. Bursera microphylla in that case. Look at all the Sansevieria, huh? All right, cold genus in the asparagus order. Okay, in the family Ruscaceae, same family as Nolina. Look at it. Look at it. You got those back there. Look at these leaves. All right, look like they'd be soft and pleasant, but they're not. They're very sharp, rigid, painful. Very beautiful patterning on there, though. Different tones and whatnot. Common house plants. You commonly see them abused in people's living rooms. All right, You know, molecular studies recently discovered that the Encephalitis genus was actually nested within Dracaena, or vice versa. Either way, you know, it's closely related to Dracaena, which is another houseplant that people often abuse and neglect in their living spaces. Named after some Italian aristocrat or some shit. Go figure. See, this is an excellent botanic garden. This is what a botanic garden is supposed to be. All right. Instead of having 900 of the same thing planted all in one bed. All right, just like some goofy fuck's whimsical sense of taste or art or color or whatever. All right, we don't need that. Instead of that, it's a scientific garden. You got good labeling. You got a diversity of native species. Okay, not just random shit thrown together. Okay, stuff lumped according to geology or to geography. Look at this. You get these succulent senecio. Look at this, Senecio haworthii. This is a composite. This is in the sunflower family. A lot of members of the sunflower family on the African continent have evolved succulents. Look at this. Look at that cottony shit. Not only succulent, but cottony too. All right, kind of like a cotton swab. Holy shit. Okay, let's go check out the bulb room. Okay. Now South Africa's famous for geophytes, and you got a couple of them here. Look at this. They got to put these up though, so you don't get the swipers coming in. Okay, you get people lurking here. Some of these collectors, you know, just gotta have it in my collection. Gotta come here, you know, they'll swipe shit from the garden. Okay, look at this. Oh my God, the smell in this room is incredible. So some of the most common monocot geophyte families that we get down here, you can see right here. Okay, you got Colchicacea, you got Iridaceae. That's a very common family in South Africa. Tons of diversity. Hyacinthaceae. All right. Laconalia is one of the most beautiful genera down here. Asphodelaceae, family of aloes. Look at that. Family of aloes. This genus, of course, that's not an aloe. That's Bulbinella. Iridaceae, Colchicacea. Who am I leaving out? Oh, Amaryllidaceae. You got Bouffon down there. See the Bouffon? It's pronounced Bouophony, but I like to say Bouffon just because it sounds more ridiculous. And of course, we got Orchidaceae too. Lots of terrestrial orchids down here. Look at it. Look at it. So many members of the Amaryllidaceae, when they form these bulbs, they get the papery shit up top, okay, which kind of helps them blend in with just the dead plant material, okay? Got kind of a camouflage effect, okay? But many of these bulbs, you know, have toxins in them too, so you wouldn't really want to eat them. They did. This is a nice garden right here, goddamn. You know, it's kind of a shame. A lot of the plants that from this region have been bastardized in North American horticulture, all right, which is a shame because, you know, it takes them out of context. The reason that I'm interested in a lot of these is because of their context. Holy shit, look at that Hemathis. Look at it. That genus does that a lot with these leaves that don't even stand up erect at all. They just kind of lay on the ground. All right, what I'm interested in, the context I'm interested in is the ecological and evolutionary context, all right? How these things speciate, how they evolve, what pollinates them, how they evolve with their pollinators, how the pollinators themselves directed the evolution of some of these plants. Look at it, they got the lizards in the garden. Did you pay to get in, huh? All right, this is one you'll see a lot as you go north from here. All right, here we go. Aloe Dicatoma, one of the tree aloes. Look at that. Again, the pachycorm trunk, kind of papery bark, light colored to reflect that heat. Okay, storing carbs, storing water. You got your succulent leaves, okay? They're doing a whole cam photosynthesis thing up there, crassulacean acid metabolism. Basically, they just breathe at night. They take in their CO2 at night when it's a little bit cooler. Because remember, to take in CO2, they got to open those stomata. When they open those stomata, they're going to let out some water too. You don't want to do that during the heat of the day. You don't want to do that, so you're going to do that at night. You break up the photosynthetic process nice. Now we're getting into the Protease. Leukospermum oleophonium. Okay, that foliage is brutal. That is not a nice foliage. That's rather spiny. All right, lots of the Protease, lots of the Proteaceae. All right, this family of plants that evolved in the Cretaceous, they got that mean foliage like that. Look at that flower too, or that inflorescence rather. Got quite a few flowers. Let's take a little shot over here. Get better lighting. Quite a few flowers in there. You got those pompers and there's just poking out, looking obscene. See that? Okay, let's lurk on this weird bastard, and then we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'll show you some of the more finbos, some of the more regionally local stuff. All right, this is Erythrophysa alata. Okay, from Sapindaceae. Almost looks like it'd be in Burseraceae, the frankincense family, with those winged leaves, those winged pinnate leaves right there. But then again, you see that fruit, okay? A lot of members of Sapindaceae have these papery fruits, all right? You see that? These papery hollow fruits. Okay, so that kind of gives it away. See, it almost looks like a Dodonea fruit. Okay, we get Dodonea, of course, same family in North America. Sapindaceae, of course, the same family as maples, but probably distantly related within the family. See, there's the actual seed right there. Man, you know, that's nice. They got a statue of Nelson. Look, they got the lawn too. Kind of a bummer, but I guess you know, you need some place to sun yourself in a thong sometimes. Anyway, you know, I will say the racial segregation and the class disparity here, it beats America, which is impressive. I didn't know you could do that. But, you know, what can you say about a country that just outlawed apartheid 30 years ago? Here we go. A mesem. There's, you know, when you say Mesembrantheaceae, which is not nested within Isoaceae, the ice plant family, okay, you're talking about flowers like this, all right? Those aren't petals. Those are just petaloid staminodes, okay? They're just sterile stamens. They got some pigment to them. Then all the actual stamens are inside that flower. You see that there? You see that nice? Oh, yeah. Caryophyllales here we're talking. All right, same order as cactus, spinach, and beets. You got the succulents, you got the betalain pigments, and you got that woody stem. All right? Lampranthus amenus. Right there. So what we got going on, look, we got all these nice fucking aloes and stuff. So what we got going on, you could see still a botanic garden, but it's all native stuff, and then it just kind of, at some point, morphs into Table Mountain, and then it just becomes the wild flora. Okay, so they really appreciate their flora here. All right, and it's a shame that such is not the case in many other regions of the world. Look at this weird bastard from the Eastern Cape, okay, not native to the immediate vicinity. Tarchonanthus trilobus, okay, member of the Asteraceae. Look at those goddamn flowers right there, or what's left of them. All right, a tree composite, a tree member of the sunflower family. Look at that, fuzzy leaves, look, a distinct leaf shape too. Fuzzy abaxial surfaces, nice wool, ooh, so soft. You got a glabrous and a rather somewhat papillose, warty adaxial surface top to that leaf. See, this is too much lawn for me, but I like the job the gophers are doing, fucking it up though. That's nice. I appreciate them. Oh, here we go. Now this plant, this guy's not native. Okay, the genus is native. You get species Paradoxa nearby, but this one, this particular species is not native to the region. You got to go further east. This is a member of the composite family as well, of the thistle subfamily. There's those flowers looking like, spent flowers looking like little artichokes. This is Oldenbergia Grandis, and they grow extremely slowly. This one's probably got to be, you know, 40, 50 years old at least. But look at those leaves, okay? Look at that, concave leaves, okay? Probably to shed the rain, glabrous up top. Glabrous up top, fuzzy, okay? Fuzzy on that abaxial surface with the prominent veins. Look at it. And that thick stem. What a goddamn weird, what a damn weird lineage. A daisy, okay? I mean thistle actually, but you know, the whole family. And but you can see the new leaves, they got the fuzz on them, all right? Almost looking like mullein, which I hate. No offense, at least I hate it in North America just because it's invasive as hell. Plus, you know, the hippies really love it, and it just kind of makes me hate it. No offense to the hippies, I love you too, but it just makes me hate it more, okay? Because they think it's medicinal, it cures cancer and ass warts. Anyway, look at the new foliage on it. So fuzzy, so white, beautiful, okay? It's probably got that fuzz up top because as the foliage comes out, it's still tender and soft, sensitive, okay? Trying to protect that foliage from getting fried immediately by the sun. Look at that. I think you got like 4 or 5 species in the genus. Fucking banger. Look at it. The Encephalardos Dungeon down here. What's this? Somebody died? Somebody died. I don't know. Some shit. Who cares? Look at this. Look, they got the Encephalardos Dungeon down here. You got to see this. All right. You ever seen? I guarantee you never seen an Encephalardos Dungeon before. Now, what the fuck is Encephalardos? Encephalardos, my friend, is a genus of cycad. All right. A quote, ancient lineage of plants, of gymnosperms. Okay. With the naked seeds. All right. Just like the conifers. And here they are. Look at these fucking weird bastards. Now, to me, I will admit, they do kind of look the same. All right? You got probably 30 different species here. Okay? I haven't gone down a wormhole with them yet. Some people do. Some people get weird. All right? You got some weird collectors that get into this. But again, I like it evolutionarily because it offers us a peek in time back at what plants were doing in the Jurassic. Do you ever wonder about that? Before flowering plants evolved, when the dinosaurs were still around, okay? What the shit were the plants doing? Okay, before insect pollination was as big of a thing, I presume it wasn't as big. I mean, some of these are pollinated by beetles, but certainly angiosperms got the monopoly on the insect pollination. So what was going on before? Look, you can see down there. Some of them look like palms, but they're not related to palms at all. Palms are flowering plants, okay? Encephalardos again, incredible genus of African cycads. But you get cycads all over the world. You get some down there in Florida too. Mexico's got a bunch, got the diunes and shit. Look at these leaves. Look at it. Okay, sclerophyllus. Kind of feels like plastic. Spiky, mean, don't want to get gnawed on. And of course, how do they reproduce? Well, the plants are dioecious, so separate plants are either male or female. And then when they reproduce, I'm going to try not to disturb this lily family down here. Okay, they probably, you know, if I can try not to get arrested in South Africa, you know, for indecency or something, that'd be nice. So here's how they reproduce. They got the cones, aka the strobili, singular strobilus, all right? And like I said, individual plants are either male or female. Look at the texture on that thing. Wouldn't it be fun to draw, huh? I mean, I think so. Look at that. Look at the architecture on some of these things is incredible. And look at that. This of course, this Encephalaris, the leaves are nowhere near as mean as that last one, all right? But still leathery, sclerophyllus, okay? A lot of these species are endangered. Quite a few are on the verge of extinction. Look at it. Look at the age in these bastards. Look at it. Those trunks are all just, the old incision scars from where there used to be a leaf as the thing grew. See that? Okay, here's another plant that's not native to the immediate region. It's native to the eastern part of the Cape, okay? But you go over there, you're going to see this thing. This is a member of the coffee family, Rubiaceae, from a genus some of you probably know of, because one of the species in the genus, I mean quite a few of them, smell fantastic, and one of them is used, you know, kind of overused in horticulture, but it smells good, so I understand why. This is Gardenia Thunbergia, all right? And these fruits you're looking at here, these are the fruits, these little knobs, all right? They're woody, they're hard, okay? You could throw them at your friends, beat your friends in the head with them, okay? But the reason they evolved like this is because they've co-evolved with elephants, all right? Elephants, the pachyderms, are the main dispersers of this fruit and the seed inside. So elephants chew on them, gnaw on them. All right, it looks like something an elephant could eat with those giant fucking molars they got. All right, elephants chew on them, then shit them out, you know, further down the road somewhere, and that's how the seed get dispersed. So, you know, as we continue to go about our business of trying to make elephants extinct, this plant might one day be extinct too, because the only thing that disperses its fruit is the elephants. Maybe hippos too. The hippos do that? I don't know. Could be. Okay, now here's where stuff gets interesting. You see that word, remember that word, okay? I want you to remember that word, you prick. Fynbos, this is the Fynbos garden. What is Fynbos? Fynbos means fine-leaved, okay? It's like a fine-leaved bush, all right? And it basically describes the type of plant community that I'm about to take you to in here, okay? It's kind of the South African equivalent of chaparral or matorral, okay? If you're talking Chile, okay? It just means, you know, it basically relates to very acidic, nutrient-poor soil where you get a lot of species richness, okay? A lot of endemism, plants that only grow in that area, and a lot of species richness. South Africa is one of the most biodiverse places in the world, at least for plants, okay? So let's take a look and see what we got going on. Okay, look at this fancy bastard. We'll start with this guy, all right? Melianthus major, order Geraniales, family Melianthaceae. Look at the red color on it. Oh, look at it. Soft and delicate. Feels rather nice. Feels pretty glandular too. Oh yeah, it's sticky. Kind of stinks. All right, not too bad. Okay, smells like there might be a little sugar in there, and indeed there is, because these things are pollinated by birds. Look at that bract right there. Look at that fucking bract on it, that peduncle. Oh, you got the pinnate foliage, nice glaucous green color to those. Okay, serrate margins on those leaves, on those individual leaflets. Look at that, kind of a winged stem. See that? But again, red flowers, pollinated by birds, all right? Not quite open yet. We got some up the way that are open. I'll show you those later. But anytime you see a red flower and it's large like that, you got to assume probably pollinated by a bird, okay? Now, you don't get hummingbirds on the African continent, but we do get sunbirds. We get Cape sugarbirds as well. They do a lot of the pollinating, all right? But these things, you'll see when they're open, they're just dripping with nectar. I mean, dripping with sugar. You could just, I mean, you touch one of these flowers, you get sugar all over your hands and with the shit. All right, let's keep moving on. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those flowers. Look at that. Look at it. So glandular, so stinky. I kind of like it though. It's not bad. Okay. And then of course you got those anthers right in there. You got the anthers in there. See them? Little yellow anthers poking out. Right, the bird's got to stick his little head in there, going for the nectar. This whole thing's just covered in nectar. Look at that. Look at my hand. Let's get the shiny shit on it. Whole thing's covered in nectar and the resins and stuff. A lot of nectar though too. Oh yeah, it kind of smells starchy. Kind of smells starchy. Look at it, you nasty bastard. You see him? You see that sugar bird on the Leukospermum right there? Huh? Okay, he's surprisingly tolerant. Sorry, guy, just give me a minute. I'll be done in a minute. Okay, so look at this. Here we go. Proteaceae is a big family down here in the Cape, okay? You got quite a few genera in it. Some of the most prominent are Leukospermum, this one, Leucodendron, okay? The silver trees over there, you can see all of them up there going up the hill and with the shit. And then, of course, the genus Protea. You got more than that, but those are the big tree, all right? Look at this. What looks like a single flower is actually an inflorescence. It's a compound flower, and all these little things with the yellow things poking out, those are all individual flowers, okay? So then they got a really weird morphology. You can see the typical morphology for Leukospermum. Look at that right there. See that? See those three tepals? You got three tepals on one side all fused together, and on the other, you got a whole other tepal. So four valvate tepals all together. Valvate meaning they just come together at the seams, perfectly like a valve. And you can see those little brown, they're brown in this case, but they were yellow when this flower was fresh. Those little brown stripes on the ends of those tepals, those are the anthers. So the anthers are fused to the tepals, okay, as is the case with many Protea, many but not all. And well, how these things basically, how they do their job of pollinating, you know, so the flowers are bisexual, okay? Leucodendron flowers, the silver trees up there, those are not, those are one of the few dioecious, that is, plants with a male or female genera of Proteaceae, okay? But these, the flowers are bisexual. So the way that these go about doing their thing, let's see if we can find one that's not open yet. Anyway, no, maybe not. Oh, mate, you know what? Maybe down here. So this is what they look like before those yellow pollen presenters unfurl. Those yellow things are the pollen presenters, okay? Ooh, kind of an erotic term, presenting. Okay, the pollen presenters, you can see right there, they're encased, they're ensconced in those four valvate tepals, okay, before they fully come undone, all right? And then once the thing pops out at maturity, that pollen presenter has been in touch with those four anthers on the insides of those tepals right there. It's been in, you know, so it's picked up a little dusting of pollen. So when it comes out, it's got the pollen on it. It holds that pollen for about, I don't know, 24, 36 hours, okay, maybe a day or two. And then once the pollen's gone, then it goes into the female phase and it becomes receptive. So the stigma is actually on top of that pollen presenter too, okay? So these are protandrous, meaning that, you know, they do the whole androecium thing first. They're presenting the pollen first, and then they go into the female phase. So, you know, male phase first, then they become receptive, okay? They go into the female phase, okay? So secondary pollen presentation, basically. Leaves are very leathery and sclerophilous, okay? Feeling like plastic, okay? Very good at presenting or preventing transpiration, right? And this is Leukospermum cuneiform. You know, Cape Town has quite a bit of smog. Not as much as some of our West Coast cities, especially right now, but you know, I'm impressed. You know, but there's probably a lot of water vapor too. Maybe I'm being unfair. Anyway, here's another genus with tons of species richness in the Cape, all right? In South Africa and the Cape especially, all right? All right, this is actually the largest genus in terms of number of species in all of South Africa. This is the genus Erica, namesake of the family Ericaceae, the blueberry family. You can see they got those tubular flowers right there. Basically four, not five, fused petals, fused into a little tube. You can see they got the style poking out. See that? You got the style poking out right there. The anthers are inside that tube. All right, and again, red flowers and another primarily bird-pollinated plant right here. Okay? And again, you'll hear me mention the term Iroquois leaves. When I say Iroquois leaves, I'm referring to leaves that look like leaves of the genus Erica. It's these really fine, almost linear, you know, kind of nondescript leaves, okay? Minimizing transpiration loss, huh? So you could see what we're doing here. We still got the lawn, which is kind of a drag. Maybe not, though. You could have a nice picnic and with the shit. But all these plants are native. So this is a botanic garden that basically maintains and stewards native plants, all right? And then you go further on up the mountain, and it just kind of turns into the native landscape. Pretty impressive. Look at this. Okay, now here's a weird one. Okay, here's a weird one in a family that we get in North America. Some of you are probably familiar with. Okay, but this is a very odd variation on it. Okay, this is Phyllica buxifolia from the buckthorn family Rhamnaceae. Okay, so they probably got those actinomycete bacteria in the roots and what the shit. Probably got the Frankia in the roots, fixing nitrogen. Okay. Don't want to be presumptuous, but I'm going to be a little presumptuous here because many members of the family, the buckthorn family, have that. But look at these leaves, okay? Again, you got that velvety shit on the bottom. Beautiful venation, that white stuff right there, okay? Little white velvet up top, okay? Got kind of a sandpaper texture to it, all right? Glassine with the shit. There's the fruits. We don't have it in flower. We got some other ones down the way in flower. We'll check those out. But, you know, just to see, the same thing. Just, you know, small shrubs. Okay, Rhamnaceae, the family of those small shrubs. In this case, though, this is you know, I'd really be curious to see what that fruit looks like if you slice it open once it's mature. Look at that, just fuzzy as hell. Look, I'm digging into it with my nail right there. Okay, and here's a plant from another iconic family of plants in the Cape region of South Africa, the Restionaceae, okay? A monocot family in the order Poales, all right? This is a Legia Capensis, all right? This is one of the Restios, all right? Restios are infamous. Anyway, a Legia Capensis, let's look at what's going on, all right? These turn into basically, they look like massive sedges, okay? But they're in their own family, Restionaceae. What you got going on down here, you got the little vestigial leaves, these little papery bracts that I just accidentally ripped off, okay, coming out from the nodes. Then you got these secondary stems. The stems themselves, the secondary stems themselves also have those vestigial leaves, okay? So we got stem photosynthesizers, and then of course there's the inflorescence up there. You got a whole lot of diversity and some very rare ones in this family. That's Restionaceae. Now the sunflower family Asteraceae is very diverse in South Africa too, especially this tribe, okay, the Nephaliae. Nephaliae with the G, if that makes any sense. Now, we don't get many Nephaliae in North America, okay? We get Antenaria, we get Anaphylis, all right? But not many genera in North America from this tribe, the paper daisy tribe Nephaliae. But in the southern hemisphere and in South Africa especially, you get many members of this tribe Nephaliae, okay? And this is one of them. This is Matalasia. All right, there's quite a few species in the genus. I think there's like 10 or 11 species native to the immediate region. All right, and anyway, this is one of them. You can see you got again, that Iroquois leaves, those Iroquois leaves, that Iroquois foliage. You got those, you got that white fuzzy indumentum on the underside, glabrous up top, and then the head is just this dense cluster of little flowers, okay? And notable among, why they call them paper daisies, I don't know if you can see so here, but the phyllaries, those little bracts around the involucre, around the flower head itself, are kind of papery. You'll see them, it's much more pronounced in some of the other genera where they actually use the phyllaries as a floral attractant in lieu of rays. Look at this shrub, look at this fucking fabid, look at this fucking pea, look at this fucking pea.com. Podalyria calyptrata, look at it. Got a big prominent pink banner petal. All right, almost looks like it's divided into two petals, okay? It just fused, okay? I mean, it's not, it's just one petal, but still, look at that. Just a big banner. There's the wings, okay? Typical pea family flower morphology. There's the wings, there's the keel right there. Here's the foliage, again, velvety, tiny hairs. There's the individual legume fruits, the individual beans, kind of silvery, all right? Look at that, not even trifoliate leaves, just simple, just a simple leaf. Okay, pretty common in this region, you see them a lot. It is these fancy bastards, these magnificent bastards, the silver tree, okay? Another protea, and it's in that genus that's either got male or female plants. They're dioecious, all right, like cannabis. This is Leucodendron Argentium, and what we got up here is a male. There's a male flower right there. You can see the little dongs poking out, little pollen presenters. See that? In the early stages of maturity. Look at the hairs on those leaf margins. Look at it. Just reflecting all the heat. You could tell this is native to a summer dry area. Just a straight giveaway. Temperature right now is nice. It's pleasant. It's maybe, I don't know, upper 60s. Look at it. Look at that flower head. Look at it. Again, do we got the 4 tepals? Looks like a little cone. They call these cone bushes too. Got the 4 tepals again and a pollen presenter. But as this is a dioecious plant, that pollen presenter won't go into the stigmatic phase. It won't go into the female phase. Look at this. Look at it. Look at the color on it. Oh, that's so nice. How'd you get that nice? You didn't think it could be that nice. Look, you got pollen just, look, he's just blowing loads all over his own leaves. Look at the color on those florets that haven't matured yet. That's nice. Settle you right down, huh? It's nice too. That's nice, okay? I don't mean tolerable disdain nice like we do in Chicago. I mean actual nice. I mean real nice. Look at it. You got these little, look, these striations too. Huh? Little horizontal slits. Almost looking like lenticels on the side of the trunk right there. Okay? All the branches. All branching all at the same node. Look at it. Ah. Okay, remember I said we'd encounter another species of that genus in the buckthorn family, Phylica? Here you go. Here's one of them. Phylica pubescens. Look at it. How is that a buckthorn? How is that Rhamnaceae? Look at it. Look, the leaves are so woolly, huh? You got your woody shoots down there, but the leaves are so goddamn woolly. There's those tiny flowers. You could see them. They're hiding. They're just hiding in there. You see that? What pollinates these? Some sort of tiny fly? The wonders of selective pressure, okay? Being nutrient poor. But remember, Rhamnaceae, they got those nitrogen-fixing bacteria in their roots, okay? Those actinomycete bacteria. So they're helping, those bacteria help them with the nutrient-poor soils of the fynbos. But you got those tiny, look at those tiny, how do you do that? How do you do that? Huh? How the fuck does this thing, you know, I'd love to see just a nice play out chronologically, the evolutionary trajectory of the South African Rhamnaceae. How does it do that.com? Look at these fucking Protease. We got bees going to the Protease too. Or Leukospermum, excuse me. Look at it. And you got these little, look at the ends of these leaves. Almost looks like they got little extra floral nectaries on there. Those little glands. You see that? Do you see the glands? You see the glands on the ends of those leaves? How does it do that.com? Okay, and speaking of Protease, here's another weird genus in the Proteaceae, the Protea family. All right, this is my Medes cuculatus. All right, cuculate is another word for hooded, and this seems to have a little hood. These inflorescences seem to have a little hood. Remember, right there, that is not an individual flower. That's an inflorescence. The individual flowers are these individual Dr. Seuss-looking fuzzy things right there. Okay? Those 4 tepals come undone, and then you get a little pollen presenter. See, like so. See that? Weird-ass plant right there. Weird. A very bizarre. Let's see. Yeah, see, there's one where the pollen presenter's actually sticking out. See, the pollen presenters are sticking out right there. Looking like little needles with those receptive stigmas up top.